This episode of Three Black Guys with a Mic is being brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's has changed the value game all over again. Today, grab yourself a 4 for $4. A juicy junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, large fry, 4-piece nugget, and a drink. You can always get it fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now let's start the show.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay?
Are you drinking, Maynard?
I don't know.
Are you drinking?
I don't even understand how you could even put Common and Bob Marley and Marvin Gaye, and even Marvin Gaye in the same.
Who's on your iPhone, iPad? Who's in your playlist right now? That ain't saying this.
Maynard, I know you a little bit on the right, and Lamont, I know you got that country club lifestyle. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
Preferably the Canada Dry Wishniak Black Cherry. That's off the chain. Also, we used to have something called Corner Courtesy, where you could go into the liquor store, buy a beer, and the courtesy was there was always a bottle opener there, so you can open up your bottle before you even went outside.
Maynard.
What's up?
Do you not hear, out of all of the food choices that you name, or things that you liked, I didn't hear anything with a vegetable or a fruit?
I said potato chips.
No, dude, that's not a vegetable player.
Hey,
Listen, potato. We do not count potato chips or hot chips as vegetables.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
I was never hot. What is the hot Cheetos thing? How did that become such a thing here in the past couple of years?
Listen, man, that stuff it eats the line of your stomach, bro. It's almost like pouring like acid in a hot chip form, which I never understood the hot thing. I'm down with a little barbecue, but not hot. I don't want to be like in pain. You know what I'm saying?
Well, parents, let me just say this. That's exactly what you're feeding your kids when they go to school.
Yeah.
You are tearing up the lining in their stomach is basically what Lamont is saying.
Yo, man.
It is Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means. It's time for Three Black Guys with a Mic. This is where we debate politics and hip-hop. I'm your host, Spud. 1/3 of the other two black guys, Lamont Hayes, music business executive, and record veteran. What else can we, say about you, Lamont? Big Willie, cigar aficionado, country club litter, Kettle One sipper, Bentley driver.
Detroit expert.
Right, Detroit expert from BWP Marketing and our Suburban Black and political junkie, my man Maynard Scales from SuburbanBlack.com. Fellas, what it is. How are you guys? How was your weekend? Nobody got tackled by the Easter Bunny or anything like that, right?
Hey, man.
No, it's all good. We ain't talking about the Easter Bunny, Lamont. Don't get into that.
I'm just saying, somebody was following me, bro, on Saturday night. I was leaving Fleming's in Edgewater, headed to the bridge to go to the city to have a cocktail. And this car just kept following me, man. I didn't know. I had to bend a couple corners. I don't know if it was the Easter Bunny posse. I don't know what it was, but it was a little scary. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they out here. They in these streets. You hear me?
A minute ago, you said something against Beyonce.
Yeah. Whoa.
You did?
Back to haunt you. Yeah.
You also said some stuff about the, the gay. So it might have been the gay mafia on you.
Oh, you also came at the Jews too. You came at our good friends from the tribe from Israel.
Hey,
yeah, man. You were out here, man. Remember you talking about gang?
I'm just asking questions, bro. Some of these questions need to be answered, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking.
Well, let's kick it off with politics. It's only right for us to recap the president's first 100 days. Saturday marked the 100th day of President Trump's first 100 days. Maynard, let's go to you. If you had to give my man, Donald Trump, a grade on his first 100 days, what would that grade be?
D-.
Oh, you didn't give him an F.
Well, he's been to work, so it's kind of like on SAT. You gotta give somebody some credit for at least signing their name.
Right. So he showed up for 100 days. He showed up for 100 days.
It's hard to really determine what his success rate is going to be in the future off of 100 days, right? You wouldn't tell a kindergartner that we know that you're going to graduate from high school on just 100 days of kindergarten, or you're going to fail high school, but Here's some questions that you had to ask yourself. Is the student or the president making the progress expected of someone at his level? No. Is the student beginning to grasp and apply key concepts, processes, and skills? No. Does the student have the capacity to learn and grow? Possibly.
I'm going to answer no on that one. I'm going to answer no.
I mean, I'm not going to say that he can't learn. I don't think he has the desire to learn in many instances. And what he fails at on a regular basis is, not just, first of all, understand one of the big reasons why he's a flop and a failure in his first 100 days is not because he didn't get a lot done or this, that, the other by itself. Those weigh in. But the fact that he said, I'm going to do it all. Everything's going to be great. I'm gonna get to win. If you go in and say, you know what, I just hope to come out and do a good job and you keep your head down and, people will give you a little bit of a pass. But you could say that Barack Obama handed you a disaster. My dude, do you remember that when Barack came into office, we were on a financial cliff that things like, he had to be like, yo, we need $1 trillion to do this bailout. The banks are about to close. Detroit is about to go bankrupt. Things is crazy out here. That was a disaster. You came in with unemployment under 5. That's pretty damn good. You came in with so many things moving in the right direction. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I mean, it wasn't a disaster. And for you to shoot at Barack, that means you could get away with that if you could do better. When did Richard Sherman say, it ain't bragging if you can back it up? D. Trump, you ain't back nothing up, my dude. So as a result, I'm gonna give you this D-. I'm only keeping him away from a straight F because at least he has had some attendance. And I say some attendance because a large piece of that attendance has been at Mar-a-Lago. But when you fail at 9th grade civics, like he wants to, I may just disband the 9th Circuit Court. Dude, that's not in the Constitution. This thing, right? 9th grade civics. 3 co-equal branches of government. You don't have any more power over the court or the legislature as they have over you. You can't, I'm just going to fire the court. You failed 9th grade civics. And then you messed around and failed history. Right. And you said, I'm not, you know what? I'm saving that. I'm saving it. Don't
yes. You're stealing my thunder, man. But go ahead. You're stealing it.
But Lamont, let me just ask you, because you are the one who was saying that Donald Trump was winning, after his first 100 days.
Listen.
We have been asking you over and over again, do you want to change your position on him winning? And now he's past the 100-day mark. Do you still think he's winning at this point?
Yes. I'm going to tell you why.
Oh my gosh! What is wrong with too much Kettle One, man? Too much Kettle One already.
We're only
8 minutes into the podcast. He done had 3 drinks already.
Listen. Here's where he's winning. He understands that he only has a small contingency or a small percentage of the people that are, let's just say that they're not as educated as others to understand what he's doing. They're going to go down with the ship. You saw the rally. I think it was Pennsylvania, Maynard. They were in there like Jay-Z was on stage. You know what I'm saying? So they just look and they believe in this guy that he still has, although is the lowest approval rating in years, but there still is a certain segment they rolling with this guy. And was really scary to me out of all of it is that every day that goes by is becoming normal of his shenanigans. We're kind of like okay with the foolishness because it's almost like if he did something right, Maynard or Spud, you damn near might fall out your chair. But because he says something stupid or something uneducated or talks about a historical figure that didn't go with this time period, I'm going to save it, Maynard. You're like, I'm like, that's Donald. He just, like he walked out of the interview the other day. That's just what he does. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's what we expect. We all had that guy that was in our high school class that was just an idiot. And if he just did something that was not idiotic, it would just throw you out of your chair. So what's scary to me in these 100 days is that it's become more and more normal for him and his shenanigans. We still got 3 years and 200 and some odd days to go.
So
Let me say-
Maynard,
hold on,
basically,
hold on, hold on,
hold on
hold on.
real quick. So Maynard, basically, what Lamont's saying is that under the right circumstances, President Trump should be honored to meet with Kim Jong Un. Basically,
Right. They're all in the same bag, bro. They're all in the same bag.
You know, I can find. You know, we all have been in the media industry, and Spud, you and I were in radio together, and I can go out and paint a picture that we're number one in something. I mean, you know, we got to narrow it down to people 18 to 21 with one leg. I'm number one with that. I mean, that's fine. But I would say, you know, yes, he's went as much. Y'all know this. You know who I am. Y'all know what y'all get when y'all get me. The Philadelphia 76ers are the greatest sports franchise on the face of the planet. We are the best of all time. But we ain't had no damn wins. I could believe all I want, but there ain't no championship since '83. So those people can believe, and he can have them all in a fury and all. Oh my God, Don Trump, he ain't do nothing stupid today. That's a low effing bar for a president. He didn't do. You know what's great about Trump? He didn't do anything dumb today. I'm sorry. Lamont,
but let me ask you this though, because I'm kind of siding with Lamont. So Lamont, correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is what I think I hear you saying.
Hold on.
No, I'm not flip-flopping. I'm still on your team. I'm still on your team. I'm trying to give Lamont an opportunity to redeem himself over how he thinks that Trump is winning after 100 days. Now, so let me just kind of put it into Maynard's analogy when it comes to sports. So you're basically saying no matter what, the Detroit Lions are always going to be winners. The Ford family is always going to be winners because it doesn't matter if, Matthew Stafford or Coach Caldwell or anybody, whoever comes through that team, never brings the Detroit Lions to a championship. They're still going to buy tickets. So that's your comparison when it comes to Donald Trump, right?
Absolutely. Now, let me take it a step further. Is that I'm not concerned about the people that disapprove of Donald Trump and their opinion, because they are the majority. Once is because I just want to make sure I had the statistics correct. It says that 53% of America disapproves of Donald Trump. 53%. So that means, and they got the little margin of error, they said he has a 42% approval rating. So there's still 42% of the people out here that think this guy's doing a great job with all of the idiotic things that he's done, the money that he spent, the mother of all bombs, and the $10 million, $1 million a bomb, whatever the heck was going on, that he's just spent. He can't get anything through. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that everything is Obama's fault, but there's still a large consistency of people who think that this guy is right. So I want to know, what is it going to take for those people to turn against this guy?
Look, my dude, there were people who were down with Hitler even when they were knocking on the door saying, we about to get you. There are people who went down with Nixon. Nixon had 27, 28, 29% approval rating up until the day he was being impeached. I'm certain that there's a large contingency of people who be like, the devil? He ain't too bad.
So that means the devil was winning.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah.
Tricky Dick can go to jail. Tricky went to the crib. He popped some bottles and got some models after they did the whole Watergate thing. Am I not right?
That's false. He and Pat Nixon left. He got on the plane with that awkward wave and he signed off, and they were like, hey, my dude.
Nixon gave him the two fingers and was like, I'm out this piece.
Nixon, he disappeared from Lamont, there are some people who are probably out there who will say that, cocaine is a hell of a drug and it's okay. No, it's not. It's not. I don't care how many people support the wrong. The wrong is the wrong. And that number is getting smaller. Now, think about this. You're right. Bases, this is the thing. This is the one thing you got to remember. Bases don't win elections. The Democratic base is 43% of the population. The Republican base is 43% of the population. That's not, you ain't going to win with that. You win with the independents. And the independents he's lost. The independents are down. And how do you know that he's lost? Because if he had the independents, he wouldn't be down at his base level right now.
Maynard, it goes back to when he said, oh, Steve Harvey is just enough coon for me.
Wait, I didn't say that, did I?
You did say that. You was like, Steve Harvey ain't bad. He's just enough coon for me.
Kind of. You might not have said it that way, but you kind of sort of just a little bit kind of sell out just a minute.
Listen, man, I'm going to say it again. Donald Trump, although it's the lowest in history, he still got a large contingency that's ready to ride. They riding for this guy.
Yeah, but it's not the majority. Wouldn't you think that 42% would be more on the 51%?
Here's what I've learned about this thing that they call radio diaries. You ready for this?
Be careful, because you're talking about somebody who used to put diaries in the street. But go ahead.
I understand that. And this is for everybody who's listening.
And FYI, they don't use radio diaries that much anymore.
Right. I know, but we old school. Let's just go old school with it. We can talk about people meters. We can do it however you want to do it. But we'll go back with radio diaries. I remember somebody said to me, Lamont, if 50 people out of 100 million people say is this, then that's what it is. I said, what? That doesn't make sense. And I was like, explain this to me. And Maynard, please chime in with the radio diary, because that was something I never understood, or people meters, is that you take this small sample of people that says this is what people really want to hear, or what they want to watch, or what they want to eat. Am I correct or no?
The term is called ascription. And yeah, kind of, but
so
it's a long story. Our listeners do not want to hear the long discussion of this.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes a very small sample of people and their opinion determines what the majority will see or hear. Correct?
Yeah, but unfortunately he doesn't have a majority.
Who? He doesn't even a majority. Okay. I said, he as long as he has a small, isn't that how he won the election? Is that he had a small targeted contingency that got him to the electoral number and not the popular number that he needed, correct?
That's true. But he had to get independence to get him there. He could have got the Easter Bunny and his crew. All I'm saying to you, buddy, is that the whole shenanigans about
sir,
buddy, hey Bucko,
hey pal, hey old buddy, old pal, we're gonna go camping this weekend, buddy.
I'm just saying is that the majority is not always the deciding.
The majority is not always the winner.
Yeah, it's not always a winner. Let's just keep it real. Just like everybody ain't gonna make.
All right, let's keep it moving real quick. Let's get to Ja Rule. Lamont, Ja Rule. Let's just dive into, where did Ja Rule go wrong? Where did he go wrong? Break down his whole career. Over 14 million albums sold. Movie career, household name. Now he's facing $100 million lawsuit over the Fire Festival. Where did Ja Rule go wrong?
Well, first let's back it up, because it's not Ja. It's not Jeffrey by itself. He was part of an investment group of people that allegedly put this thing together down in the Bahamas that turned into a disaster. I'm still trying to piece through some of the information that I'm getting, so I'm not really sure on what's what. But if you want to take it back to when Murder Inc. was like the king of the hill, I think it's like any other rap crew. They had a very long run. They made a lot of money, and times has changed. So I think what it was about, or where he is doing, or should have done, maybe a little sooner, is reinvent himself. Not just necessarily in music, but just doing other things. So I think that's what this was about doing something else behind the scenes in some sort of promoting capacity of an event like this, that I think he just probably got into bed with the wrong people, and it's a mess. It's really a hot mess. So I don't know if it's about where he went wrong, but I think it's no different than somebody else that may have made a bad investment. Unfortunately, he's one of the more famous names that was part of the promotion group that kind of put this thing together. So he has to take a lot of that weight. But I think they'll figure it out. A check fixes everything. So, they just got to figure out how to write
got $100 million check?
Well, that's just what the class action lawsuit is. That doesn't necessarily mean that's where we're going with it. You know what I mean? Because I can sue Maynard for defamation of character for some of the things he said on his podcast about me, you know what I mean? And the choice of vodka that I drink, you know what I mean? And I sue him for $50 million, but we'll sell out of court for $20 and it'll be done. So So Maynard, look for those papers. They're coming soon, man.
My dude, I'm gonna give you some Wendy's coupons and a cold Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's what you got, my dude. And look, you can get a 6-pack of that.
Okay, I appreciate that, bro.
But let me say this though. I hear you. A check can solve everything, and unfortunately, the suit is at 100 million. That's an anchor number, right? That's an anchor number, meaning that's where somebody said this is where we start, and we might go down from here. But last time I checked, celebrity net worth, Ja's only worth about he's not 2-digit millions. He's like 8-9 million. So that's one issue. We got a mathematic problem. The second thing is, who told these cats to throw a concert with a not recently hit making Ja Rule in the Bahamas?
But it just wasn't Ja. It's not like he was the headliner. I mean,
I think the point is that who would decide that they wanted to go in business with Ja Rule when apparently he may not even have the money to be able to do it, right? He's not like he's hot right now. No disrespect to Ja Rule.
And then but not only are you not hot, you're gonna make me have to go all the way to let me tell you what Ja Rule is. Real talk. Ja Rule comes in town here in Norfolk or he's in Philly. I'm prepared to go ahead and give him $45.
Ooh.
For him on stage. I'm prepared to give him. I mean, it's gotta be more than.
Yeah, but
Ja
here's
Rule.
a bigger thing, Maynard. I mean, here's a bigger thing.
I'm not gonna fly to the Bahamas to go see him.
And not only that, I mean, Ashanti and Ja Rule's tour, it didn't even last. It didn't even last. People didn't want to see the boy. Again, I'm not a Ja Rule fan, but I'm not hating on Ja Rule neither. I mean, my point, Lamont, is that Ja Rule's been around for a long time. He's did shows all over the world. You would think that at that level of knowledge and education and experience in throwing concerts and events that somebody would have said, this probably isn't going the right way, so we probably need to take a detour or we need to fix this situation. Right?
Lamont, the thing that's not happening, nobody is going in their radio diary saying, I gotta give me some more of that Ja Rule. That ain't happening. Nobody is checking for Ja, especially to go see him in the Bahamas. So I was getting a haircut today, and my man was saying, we were watching something on TV. Candy and Tiny and all them, they talking about trying to get Escape back together. And my man was like, that might be a good look. SWV got back there, they can sing. We want to see it. I said, look, if New Edition, in that space, New Edition is the only group that can come together and have a smash tour and maybe give you 1-2 singles that you might like. But you ain't nobody checking for a whole New Edition album. A lot of women would give them a shot because they in love with New Edition, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. But Ja Rule ain't even at the SWV level right now.
Okay, listen. Can I say this? Right. Why? Yeah,
right,
come on, man.
I want some week or something. I mean, I'm not. I mean, think about what happened on the R&B side. What happened on the rap side? Rap moved way further along since he's been out. SWV could probably actually sneak one in. That's not because it ain't moved that far out. Rap. I mean, what's the hottest rap? What's the hottest brand of rap music out right now? It's that trap sound. He ain't even close to that.
So Maynard, can I at least try to get a little bit of dirt off his name?
Go ahead, do that.
And again, this is just a speculation because I don't know.
I was gonna give him $45. Go ahead.
Yeah, is that I think Ja Rule was just about putting a name with the group. Because I just don't want it to be presented that he sat at home and he came up with this idea on his own. There were some other investors and they said, Ja, do you want to be a part of it? And I'm willing to bet that Ja Rule didn't even put a dime in. I'm willing to bet that he just lent his name, probably some of his contacts, relationships, some of the ideas, you know what I'm saying? Quote unquote star power. Because again, Spud, you quoted, he sold a lot of records, man. So, him being part of a package, because we also have to remember that festivals that festival kind of atmosphere is kind of where it's at. So you got to kind of group it together, where he's just part of one of many of artists that people get on a plane to go see and hang out on the beach, allegedly to go and party like that. So let's not put everything on Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? Let's just not do that.
Before we go to a break, 50 Cent went to Instagram on Sunday using Donald Trump memes saying that he appointed Ja Rule to the Fire Festival. So 50 is a savage, man. Was 50 out of line? I mean, damn, kick a man while he's down. I mean. But let me ask you about his show, because now 50 Cent has a show. He's headed to late night TV. He's has a show on BET called 50 Central. I gotta ask, pretty much in the same vein as Ja Rule. This is probably a lesson, before 50 Cent even gets to TV. Lamont, do you think that this is going to work? Magic Johnson failed. Monique failed. Queen Latifah failed. I mean, is 50 gonna win at a talk show?
Of course not. Something to be said. Of course not. We already know that. But at the end of the day, he's doing such great numbers at Stars. BET's like, listen, let's just try to get some of that audience. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It makes sense. He's probably gonna come on at 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. Where, come on, Maynard, the advertising's pretty cheap. You know what I mean? And they're probably gonna double up on the price, make a little money, and keep it pushing. Give them 6 episodes and move to the next. That's what they do at BET. Maynard?
That's how you debate. I don't have any. I don't have a response. That actually is perfect.
Exactly.
Let's go to a break. We'll be right back right after this. You listen to the Three Black Guys with a Mic. Attention all my cigar lovers. Guess what? Exquisite Reserve has brand new cigars ready for you to taste today. They got new arrivals of cigars right now as we speak. Make sure you go to exquisitereserve.com right now and pick up yourself a box of brand new cigars. Try out the Triumph Sampler, the Genesis Sampler, the Churchill, or the Signature One. And my favorite is the vintage 1991 Quad. Grab myself a box already. Did you? Go to exquisitereserve.com right now and get yourself a box of the new arrivals from Exquisite Reserve. Exquisite Reserve. More than a word, it's a lifestyle. Now back to the show. Welcome back to Three Black Guys with a Mic. So last week we talked about President Barack Obama and his speech in Chicago. Lamont was feeling the speech, Maynard and I not so much. And now I can kind of understand why we really wasn't feeling his speech, because Barack was like, listen, man, I'm going to go get this $400,000 and I'm going back to this boat life. And that's what it's all about. So too much money ain't enough money. I just got to ask, Maynard, can the Obamas live? Obama's landed a reported $65 million book deal. The Washington Post, New York Times, other media sources was going off because he was getting $400,000 to speak at a Wall Street firm. He wrote in 2006, and Maynard, I got to ask you this. I know that as a consequence to my fundraising, I became more like the wealthy donors I met. I spent more and more time above the fray, outside the world of immediate hunger, disappointment, fear, and frequent hardship of the people that I entered public life to serve. And this is what the New York Times had to ask, and this is what I ask you, Maynard. The New York Times said, is it a betrayal of that sentiment for the former president to have accepted a reported $400,000 to speak at a Wall Street firm? Can Barack live, Maynard?
Well, first, let me say this. Yeah, he got to be able to live. I mean, I ain't mad at him for getting his money game on. Everybody got to get their money game working. At the same time, he did criticize this exact firm back in 07, 08. He criticized that firm for how they were conducting business. And now he came in there and he's taking that money. Now, let me say this. Things could be better than they were then. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know who mama says something to who mama about whatever. But if he need to go in there and get that money game working, I ain't mad. I'm waiting for the day when somebody asks me to come speak for $40. So, I mean, I will speak at a Klan rally for $4.75. I might say some things they ain't gonna like, but I mean, he got to get his game on. He has to get his money game. God bless him.
Is this going to hurt the Democrats, if he is now saying, my goal in life is to basically help young Democrats, to help young politicians, I'm going to help the Democratic Party basically rebuild itself. Is that going to be something that people are going to frown upon, especially in the Democratic Party, but across the board?
The thing about the Democratic Party is we by the nature of how the party is built, have a lot of people in our demographics, right? Let's say, for the sake of argument, the Republicans have done this. They don't care about this. They don't care about that. Their demographic is basically older white men. It's easy to please that demographic. It's real simple. We got gay people in our demographic. We got women. We got blacks. We got Hispanics. We got people who love the climate, or climate enthusiasts and are all these different little segments. People don't believe in the same thing. They don't all stand for the same church, for instance. So as a result, we have to be more tolerant as a party. Like, if Barack wants to go do that, we gotta give him some exception space. He needs to get his money on. So let him get his but he's the most important Democrat in the country right this minute. So what are you going to do?
Bernie Sanders is the most important. No, I'm sorry. Take that back. Scratch that.
Take two. He's the most important Democrat
Take two.
in the United States today. You can't throw Barack out and then be like, oh, we're gonna make it without him. He last time I checked, he's the last Democrat to win the president. Wasn't Hillary. It's the truth.
Still wasn't nice, bro.
Y'all, what is up with y'all in this being in love with Hillary?
I'm just saying, you almost was sounding like Van Jones right now. You know what I'm saying? You almost was on the
I
whole.
Can't stand Van Jones.
I'm just telling you.
Why y'all hating on Van Jones?
Yo, Van Jones is whack, dude. He is whack.
Wow.
Dude got whack juice on him, man.
I thought you was on the Van Jones train a couple of episodes back.
No one ever said that. Van Jones is whack.
Listen,
he had whack juice on him. Van Jones heart pump whack juice.
Listen, man. Van Jones out here trying to stop 44's bread. You know what I'm saying? 44 got college to pay for. You know what I'm saying? He got things to do, man. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get a little basketball rim in the backyard, little cement thing. You know what I'm saying? And Van Jones out here talking about, well, he shouldn't get the money. Well, what do you call it? Maybe he should do a poverty tour. I'm like, yo, dog, poverty tour? That's what we doing now? All right, man. So
and this is on the level of this is what was really happening. If Barack had called Van and say, look, man, I'm about to go ahead and get on the speaking circuit. Right. I need you to be on this team with me. I need, what I'm saying? Whatever I get, you're going to get 10%. Right. Van would be like, hey, no poverty tour for us. I need you to right. We getting steak and shrimp, my G. Right. Champagne Dom is going down. Man, this CNN money ain't going like that. I'm rocking out with B-Rock.
But let me just ask the question though.
Van Jones is whack. That's the answer. The answer is Van Jones is whack. Van Jones is whack.
Let me see if I can save my man for a second though. Was he right though? Does Barack need to go on the poverty tour? Maybe, then get to, go from because Van Jones's point was he needs to go on the poverty tour first, set up the moral point of view, and then get paid, get out there and shuck and jive a little bit and put on the hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my rock dog, and then kind of, get paid. So Van Jones ain't right about that?
So, Maynard, can I have this one? Can I take this one, Maynard?
Serve Lamont.
And here's my thing, because I just feel like, and I could be wrong because I don't have a crystal ball. If this was G-Dub, if this was, Billy C, I mean, if it was any of those guys, I don't think he would have fixed his lip to even speak like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would just been no conversation about trying to check those other people about their money. You know what I'm saying? All of that moral compass and all of that. Like, dude, you know how this works. Well, my man, he served his time. He did his thing. He did 8 years, Playboy. He had people disrespect him, his wife, his baby. They called him a liar. They called him all these other kind of things, a monkey. His wife was a gorilla and all this. And you don't want this black man to get his bread?
You better
Man,
preach, Lamont.
Dog, you need to go somewhere and sit down. If anybody has the reason to go out here and get money, it ain't like he's stealing it. He like, listen, I don't care who it is. It's almost like if you have an employer, you may not get along with that employer's morals and values. But listen, if you're getting paid to do a job, and you're going to go in there and wow the crowd like I told y'all. When dude got up there on I heard it on MSNBC, but it was on all of the networks. When Barack Obama was in the Chi-Town, it basically was an audition, and I told y'all that dude was on point. And then a couple weeks later, he come up, he making $400,000 a watt.
Well,
Because that's what he do. And Van, you are totally whack. Period.
Hallelujah.
I'm done.
Hallelujah. Amen. And amen. And amen some more. Can we go ahead and pass the hat so I can get me my little daggone tithe and all?
Hey man, I just had to get that out, man. Because again, when I first heard and I saw that, because I was on the Van Jones train, you know what I'm saying? I bought a ticket. It was Coach, you know what I'm saying? And I sat in my little Coach seat. I said, all right, dog. Okay, I got you. I feel you. I see who you down with. I know who you married to. You down with some of the people. I got you. But to utter your mouth and speak like this on international TV, yo, dog, I'm good. I'm good on you right now, man.
You know, the thing about Van is he shot on Hillary, and he shot on Barack, who did employ him. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, but she's not shooting at him, man. He said, listen, the man should
go on the poverty tour.
I think the word poverty tour is probably bad. Right? Because he said, I hope that Obama will do a tour, go to Appalachia, go to, the Native American reservation, go to South Central, go to the, Arizona border.
Nobody's trying to hear all. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
They have a lot of poverty.
He's trying to keep them passport stamps right. Let me tell you something, man. Van Jones, he talking about what Barack Obama should do. Barack Obama didn't tell him what he should do when he got booted up out of the daggone administration. He said, yo, my dude, go get you some money game. Get your money game on. You on CNN? Hey, man, cool. You need an interview? Holla at your boy. Otherwise, keep it moving. So don't come out here. You going to blast on B-Rock. You remember this. If ain't nothing in this game, loyalty among the bros is supposed to be serious. There is no Van Jones. We wouldn't be discussing Van Jones' name had Barack not put him in an administration. So, I mean, Van, you're a little Judasy right here, man. You're a little bit on the Judasy tip.
Hey, man. And wait a minute. And not Jodeci. Let's make sure we clear. You said Judas.
Judas.
All right. No forever my lady, right?
My God, man.
It's a little bit like that.
Judasy. That is some funny shit right there. Judasy. Oh, my gosh.
Oh!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Maynard's Cactus of the Week. What is the Cactus of the Week, you ask? Well, like Van Jones, it is when someone says something really stupid and they got to choke on their words. So we pass the mic to my man, Maynard. Who are you giving the cactus to? Or are you just giving the cactus to Van Jones? Did we just give, Van Jones the Cactus of the Week? It sounded like it. But anyway, go ahead.
I would like to give Van the cactus, but let me say this. First of all, I skipped a bunch of people who deserve some cactuses. Let's, just honorable mentions for the past 3 weeks. We didn't give Bill O'Reilly a cactus, although he deserved it. We didn't give Sean Spicer, a repeat cactus. Van Jones probably deserves a cactus. I did bust Rodney King off last week posthumously,
which was disrespectful.
With the cactus. That's your opinion. I just, and I think I prefaced it properly by saying, we are where we are today, and his words, unfortunately fall flat. What I want to say is, in history classes, I don't know. No, you know what? I'm not going to talk about history. School is important. Math is important. And 16 years are important. What am I saying? I'm saying when Andrew Jackson died 16 years before the Civil War, when Frederick Douglass has been gone for years, when a reporter sits in the White House press corps and then you say, can you set up a meeting? You're showing your ignorance. When you say that you're thinking about disbanding the Ninth Circuit Court because you don't like them, my dude, you have failed at math, at history. And then also, Don Trump, Bigly. You cannot make an adverb out of the word big by adding ly to it. Okay? Stop it. Stop. Just stop. And for that, I'm asking you this week to deep throat a cactus, my dude. You are you are idiotic. I can't understand where you're coming from talking about Andrew Jackson would have kept the Civil War from occurring. Really? So because he did. Now let me say this. In Donald Trump's defense, to some extent, Andrew Jackson did stop a civil war from occurring in his time. And he did so by appeasing the South by changing some of the laws regarding taxes. But those were regarding taxes. What Lincoln did is he said, you know what? I'm sorry. This situation with slavery cannot stand. And so what Donald Trump is saying is Andrew Jackson's approach of appeasing the South by loosening the laws would have been essentially saying, hey, y'all can't have 500 slaves, but 250 is all right. No, Donald Trump, he doesn't have a lens on history at all. For that, the cactus for you. Don't let it go too long or it'll turn into tequila. I don't want that to happen. I want you to get it with the prickly pricks all down your throat. There you go. He's the leader. Donald Trump is he's a leader. He's a you know how LeBron's got multiple MVPs. Donald Trump's got multiple. He's the most valuable cactus award winner in history at this point. Followed, I think, by Spicer and then Kellyanne Conway, who's disappeared. Have you seen Kellyanne, my dude? Lamont?
Tell me, have you seen her?
Well, it's funny you say that because I was at the post office in
Oh, no.
you know what I'm saying? And again, listen, man, Kellyanne ain't nothing to play with, man. Kellyanne over there in Alpine, she got a big boy over there, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, man.
Kellyanne ain't nothing. Oh, my bad.
Hey, man, so I'm just telling you what it is, man. But listen.
You saw Kellyanne at your post office?
I didn't say that. I just said, over at the post office. You know what I'm saying? Kellyanne in these streets, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Kellyanne is in these streets. She between Alpine and DC. She go back and forth. So, God bless you, Kellyanne Conway, because you're not the brightest bulb, but you got a big one over there in Alpine. That's all I'm gonna say.
And let me ask a question though. You think that Van is hating on Barack because
I don't think he's hating on Barack at all. He's not hating on Barack at all. Van Jones is not, Van Jones
is a hater.
I don't think he's hating on Barack, man.
Okay.
Maynard, let him talk. So what is he doing if he's not saying that another black man should not be out here working to help support his family? What is he saying then?
I think that what Van Jones meant to say and what he was trying to say was before you go after the money and you don't get scrutinized by all these different newspapers and media outlets and so forth and so on, especially because you went and you took $400,000 from a Wall Street firm, especially when you were saying that these are the people that you are not down with. You're not down for the Wall Street or for the big business and banks and all that other stuff. You're not down with those people. So you probably should have went out and did some more charity work before you started going out there and getting paid. I don't think Van Jones is saying, don't go get your money. I'm just saying maybe you should. I think he's saying maybe you should have went to South Central first. You should have went to Arizona first. You should have went to the college first. Then start to segue into the firms and all that other stuff.
Hold on, man. Let me get this. I just got one question. I'm done.
Get him, Lamont. Get him.
So
man, listen, we going to a break right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a break.
No. Get him.
Well, ladies, we hooked you up for Easter. Now it's time for us to hook you up for Mother's Day. Prom season is coming up. Graduations is coming up. And our friend at Touch of Beauty Hair Extensions has got the hook up for you. Everything from the Touch of Beauty Hair collection as well as their Southeast Asian collection. Log on to touchofbeautyhairext.com and grab yourself anything from a single bundle, 3 bundles, closures, frontals, or whatever it is that you're looking for. Everything at Touch of Hair Beauty Extensions is 100% natural. So ladies, get the hookup and look fly for Mother's Day, prom, graduation season, or it's about to be summertime, so you know you want to look good for the warm weather. Log on to touchofbeautyhairext.com. And now back to the show. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Three Black Guys with the Mic. Before we leave you, we got to talk about 2020. You know, President Trump already has put his bid in for 2020 with his ad of the first 100 days. He's basically saying, I don't understand. Let me just kind of take this, Maynard, and let me ask you this first. How does the president continue to get away with the things that he says? Maybe Lamont is right. Maybe he is winning. He is able to talk bad about anybody. I mean, he's talked bad about the former president. He called her Crooked Hillary. He called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. He walked out on the interview with CBS. He still is talking about President Obama wiretapped him. None of these things either gets him impeached. None of these things are affecting him. I mean, even though his approval rating is at 42%, I mean, that's not a good look. But in some way, maybe Lamont has somewhat of a point. I'm not siding with him, but maybe he does have a point. Maybe he is winning.
Okay, so this is the trick, man. You got to understand this. You can say stupid things. You could, Donald Trump is king of yelling out loud that ketchup and mustard are the same thing. Just because you're loud and you're wrong doesn't mean that you're going to go to prison. Impeachment requires, I want people to understand this part. You can't impeach him for being stupid. That's not a high crime and misdemeanor. You can't impeach him for saying crazy things. Now, the Russia situation, there very well may be some things that will come of that may rise to the level of impeachment or perjury or some kind of charge. That could happen. The trick is you can't have all this happen overnight. And on January 21st, I can't remember when we taped our show. I think it was a week later after the election or after the inauguration. And I was trying to explain that all those people out there who were protesting, I was like, they need to, as Lamont would say, fall back just a little bit. Let that thing come together naturally. You can't. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not going to happen overnight. He's been in office 100 days, so you can't make it. Oh, we're going to impeach him tomorrow. No, it's not going to happen.
Even on the impeachment part, right? I mean, and I understand your point. Your point is valid. I'm just saying the things that he continues to get away with. I mean,
like what? Name something he got away with.
Do you think that Barack Obama would have? I'm not talking about tangible things. I'm just talking about the conversation and the rhetoric, right? Is it? I mean, I think that we all would agree that him calling, Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas is whack. Right? That's not presidential.
It's horrible.
Crooked Hillary is, Lion Ted.
Gentlemen,
horrible.
Gentlemen. This is where you both are not getting it. And I said this before, and you two are going to listen to me sooner or later. I told you that, they say about how the white man's ice is colder. Donald Trump's ice, because he's Donald Trump, that he can do that. He's a 70-year-old white male in the United States of America. So he's going to be able to do things that other people cannot. That's historical, bro. You can't get around that. So Barack, how he had to walk a very tightrope. It was so many things that he could not do. There were things that were done and said to him that will never, ever be said to this dude. No matter how idiotic, no matter how much clown buffoonery, I call it pale coonery that he does, that's how he gets away with it, because he's a 70-year-old white male in America. That's how it works, period. That answers the question. There's no other conversation. His ice is colder than the ice that's in my freezer, Maynard's freezer, Spud's freezer, and Barack Obama's freezer.
Man, I got them Sub-Zeros, man. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm just telling you, player. That's how it is, man. I think we got to stop trying to, make it something that it's not. If it was anyone else, there would be no, what did Michelle say? When they go low, we go high. Here's what Michelle was saying. They can do some clown stuff, but we can't do that. We have to surpass. We all know the conversation that we've had as young black men, growing up in the era that we grew up with, that we have to do things better than, everyone else. And what everyone else means is that, that 70-year-old white man, or now that 46-year-old white male that Donald Trump, birthed some years ago. I have to do things 3, 4 to 5 times better than he does. I mean, am I wrong? Am I the only one here that's like, that's the real deal, or no?
Nah, you're right, but this is the thing. We're acting as if that that Donald Trump is not being checked every day. He's being checked. He tried this Muslim ban twice, checked twice. He tried this other thing he did with deporting folks on the DACA thing, the Dreamers, checked by the judge in Hawaii. He's tried to get healthcare. He tried to do his healthcare thing. His own people checked him. Really, all he's gotten out of this whole situation is he passed Gorsuch. He got Gorsuch on the Supreme Court. That's like, you don't get credit for that. That's like giving fish credit for swimming. You're supposed to do that. So
wait, Maynard. So do fish really get credit for swimming?
No, they don't. No. Fish get credit for it. They get credit for not getting caught.
Right.
If you
keeping their mouth closed.
Right.
Keeping their mouth closed, right?
Right. If you wind up on my plate, then you are the dummy. You fell for the worm.
Right.
So
you
the
open
trick
your mouth.
Right. So the trick is let it happen. Another friend of mine, he's getting away with it. He's getting away with all this stuff. They act like he's not being. He act like every night there's a drip, drip, drip about him and his boy Manafort or Sessions or Michael Flynn in Russia or Carter Page and Russia or his son and stupid stuff. Or Ivanka goes to Germany and she says about the job she has, although she's not taking a check, which pays a significant amount of money if she was actually getting the check. I really don't know what my role is. I'm still learning. Really? You work at the White House and you're still learning? And you know what? We have to do is look at our media and they're checking him. So let that.
So his ad.
Happen.
So his ad. Which was, basically his benchmark of 100 days. And what people were saying, what the news outlets were basically saying is that his I guess, I don't know what to call it, but he was basically, positioning himself for 2020. And over the weekend, he was basically, talking about 2020 in a roundabout way. And he was saying, he doesn't know who's going to run on the Democratic side, but the Democrats is going to be lined up. And, he referenced, Elizabeth Warren to Pocahontas. That's the reason why I asked the question, because I was like, God, dog. I mean, when does this man stop? This president does not stop with hitting people. And if he continues to hit people, and I know that this was something that people liked on the campaign trail, and maybe that was one of the things that got him elected, to Lamont's point, with his base, maybe these are the things that Lamont's point is possibly right, that he
but
may be winning.
You also heard what Lamont just said. When fish open their mouth, they have a greater opportunity of winding up on my plate. So
how much fish you put on your plate, bro?
Right.
Hey, yo,
you eat a lot of fish, bro.
Which is my favorite dish.
Do you
but
think
without
that he has
the money, it's still a wish.
Do you think he has a chance at 2020? Or you think he's going to be a one-term president?
Yeah, he has a chance. I don't think it's very good, but he has a chance. And again, we don't know. He might mess around and finally hit his stride, take off and soar in the next, whatever number of days are left. It's doubtful. I mean, I might hit the lottery. I've been playing forever. It still ain't happened. But
But you know what, Maynard? You know what scares me is that I think the position that you just took is probably the same position that the DNC had when Hillary was running against this guy. When they said, he may have a chance. And I think we underestimated that there are still a lot of people in this country who don't think in the manner in which we think. And they really believe that, that this guy is really their savior. You know what I mean? And it's like, to honestly and truly, that is the scariest part of it all. Now, this is no diss to, certain places, but I immediately think about like West Virginia, like Charleston, West Virginia, or like what I saw in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Again, no diss to those areas, but there were some people, at those rallies that I saw that you could just look in their eyes and like this guy is good. He is good for us. And again, it may not be a large number of people overall, but again, the game plan that they ran before was we're going to be very strategic. We trying to get those electoral votes. We're not concerned with the populace, the popular vote, and that's how we're going to win. And that's what they did.
But this is the thing, though, Lamont, and I get that. I get all of that. To say that we underestimated him is to miss the other thing that we're afraid to say, that y'all are afraid to say.
What?
We overestimated Hillary. She went and played four corners basketball for most of the campaign. She wasn't out doing rallies. Bernie was doing rallies. Trump was doing rallies. Hillary's out there playing to like 200 people in some small church group in Rhode Island somewhere. Donald Trump didn't win as much as she lost. She did not go and do the things. Just say West Virginia's always voting for Republicans. That's nothing new. She lost Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Ohio. Wisconsin. Places that she should have won. Did she go to those places? No.
B-Rock came, though.
Fault.
B-Rock came.
Right. Yeah, B-Rock wasn't on the ballot.
She sent Jay-Z over there, man. Come on, LeBron and Jay came through, bro. When Hillary came, she went to Cleveland, didn't she? She went to the show, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. you gotta go. And so don't over people. This is the thing. We made her sacred because she was one of ours, right? Oh, you can never win a basketball game saying, and when you look at the tape saying, oh, you missed that jump shot, it's okay. No, your form was bad. You did this, you did that, you did the other. You got to criticize and break down. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of gloss over it like it didn't happen. And you're going to go and make the same mistake. She blew it. Tell the truth. She blew it. We knew they were high-fiving each other back in June. Oh, we going to win this. He ain't ish. We gonna win this. We got this girl. Yeah, her and Uma or whatever her name is. They out there high fiving and everything. Uma Aberdeen. She's beautiful too.
Now you know what? Now, Maynard, and I will say this because I do know some people that were at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. Even on the news, they were talking about how they were getting ready to shut the whole city down. That Hillary was going to be taking the stage at a certain time. You absolutely correct. This is before the polls closed. And that's why I told my wife, we got to get out of New York City because there's going to be a party in New York City tonight. You're right. You're absolutely correct. But at the same time, you still have to, even though she may have lost, they still won. And they won because they did have a strategy. That's all I'm saying. So let
me ask you, Lamont. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 2020, how likely do you think President Trump will be reelected?
A 6.
Maynard?
15-20%.
He said 1 to 10.
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
Oh, 1 to 10. Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, for the people who ain't that smart. For the people who ain't got no master.
Obviously, I ain't that smart. I missed that whole. You asked me what to pick a letter. I gave you 12. My bad. I think he's probably around a 3.
So let's talk about the Democrats. So on the news, CNN, everyone's talking about, Democrats for 2020. There's always this rumor about Joe Biden coming back to the table and possibly, running in 2020. He said that he was not going to run. Who's out there, Maynard? I mean, we always talk about the Democrats not having the bench. We always talk about there's nobody who's really strong enough. I mean, the people that they name, of course, Joe Biden, Cory Booker's out there, Elizabeth Warren's out there, Bernie Sanders. They even put, Kamala Harris out there. I mean, who has some sort of opportunity or potential? Is it a Sanders, Warren ticket for 2020, or are we just going to be in an 8-year President Trump administration?
Well, I don't think Don Trump is going to win. Now, let me start by saying this. Part of the reason why Don Trump will have a more difficult time is because when he gets up here the next go round, he will have a record that he has to either run on and say this is great, or he's going to have to defend. And more than likely, he'll probably have to defend based on at least the first 100 days. He'll have to defend a whole bunch of craziness that's occurred. In 4 years, here are some things that will not have happened. He will not have built a border wall around, keeping Mexico out, which would mean that that's a campaign promise that has fallen flat. He will not have done a whole bunch of things, like his Muslim ban will probably just continue to be stalled. He probably won't get around to doing a whole bunch of things. So anyhow, your real question is,
at this point, because he's almost on his third failure of the repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act. So if that doesn't pass this time, that's just going to be a mark. That's going to be a big loss.
They turned in a what they call a tax plan that basically looks like the outside jacket of a novel. Like that's not going to tell you the whole story, right? It's 3 or 4 paragraphs when the tax code that's the whole overhaul of the tax code. Dude, he doesn't know what he's doing. So who's out there who's going to run? Well, there's Terry McAuliffe, who's the current governor of Virginia. He's a Clintonite. Right. He's a former Clintonite. He's former DNC person, etc. He's exciting and he's young. He's very smart. Martin O'Malley will probably give it another go, but Martin O'Malley is fool's gold. Martin O'Malley ain't the right dude. Gavin Newsom is a great VP for a ticket. He may, in fact, be a president. He's a very attractive guy, young, smart, California. There's some strong possibility there. Cory Booker, big time name. Not sure if he's got what it's going to take to close on it, but he's a huge name, and he probably is going to be in consideration. Julian Castro and Elizabeth Warren are the Democrats that I think are big names out there. Then there's some other kind of pseudo names like Bloomberg, who's not a Republican, not a Democrat, independent on Tuesdays, maybe on Thursdays he's a liberal, maybe on Fridays he's a conservative. No one really knows what he does.
You're not feeling Kamala Harris? She's hot, by the way.
And then there's Joe Biden, of course. And I think that there are a few other names. I understand that our old boy Jeff Feiger is talking about trying to run for president.
Jeff Feiger need to chill out with that, man.
You mean the lawyer Jeff Feiger?
Jeffrey Feiger. Yeah.
You bugging, man. You bugging. Come on.
No, he did consider.
He declared. He said he wants to do it. Then there's Lincoln Chafee, who's whack. he's whack. But
Cuomo? No.
Cuomo, nah. But I think two things have to happen. We got to be able to understand new candidates that are coming on board and not have to hold them to the old Democratic dogma. And B, more importantly, we got to not put up, a 75, 78-year-old white guy with white hair who looks like death. The party needs new blood. And that's what Barack proved to us. It doesn't have to be a black guy. It doesn't mean that we can't elect a white man or a white woman or a Hispanic person. It just, those old ideas of, even of Bill Clinton right now, those ideas, we're done with that.
Can I ask one question before we go? I know we're, are kind of over. Ted Cruz said that El Chapo should pay for the wall. Does he have a point, or is that some bullshit?
That's stupidity. That's utter stupidity.
I'm like, Ted Cruz, why are you talking about El Chapo should pay for the wall? Like,
Ted Cruz needs to have a seat.
Why would you even bring that up? Why would you even think that a drug lord should even put money towards a border wall? I just had to ask.
Don't listen to Ted. Don't listen to Ted Cruz. You know what? I just changed up, man. Ted Cruz that little extra arm of the cactus that's out on the left, that's your piece. Choke on that, my dude. You're utterly ridiculous. Just shut up.
You know what? You got quiet on me, man. You got quiet on me.
Ted Cruz got mind control over El Chapo. While he locked up, he talking.
Right.
But I was going to ask a question. Like, I thought El Chapo was locked up.
He is.
Okay,
But,
so
you
where
know,
you going to get the money from? The money's
trying
from
to
the
find
streets?
All his assets, you know, the
Right.
money that's in the streets, basically all his assets.
Yeah, they're doing a little, what they call the drug forfeiture law. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. That's just their way of saying, you know what? When we find your money, homie, we're going to keep it. We're going to steal it. That's what they do. It's okay.
They want to build. If they want to find the money, they need to put that money into the school systems of America. They need to go ahead and the $100 million that Trump pledged for Flint, that needs to happen. Don't just the one thing about pledges, and Lamont, you brought this up when Trump pledged the money. The one thing about pledges, every year, WDET or DTW, I can't remember what, they go on the pledge drive, and you can call up and be like, I pledged $65, and they put that on the thing, but that don't mean you sent it.
It's the same thing as, you know, you got $100 million lawsuit, but that don't mean you're going to get it.
No. Everybody ain't going to make it, man. Everybody is not going to make it.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we out this piece. That puts another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic in the can.
23.
We'll do it again next Tuesday right here. Make sure you log on to 3blackguyswiththemic.com. If not, if you got any comments, questions about this episode, please feel free to get on our Facebook page at facebook.com/3blackguyswiththemic or email us at SIR at 3blackguyswiththemic.com. Holla, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday. 1 hour on the dot.